Okay, so as we said in the beginning, today we are going to learn the essence of business planning. 2020 is approaching fast, and now is a good time to start planning for your business for the next year. Good. So I outlined this presentation as 7 critical steps you must take to ensure that you have a structure in your approach. If you have a structure, it will be easier for you to build something. You will see what those steps are, and you will understand when we talk more about them. So let's get started. First of all, you're in the right place if you need a business plan, but actually do not know how to start. Many of you approached me once I started teaching people online and say, actually, I don't know where to start. So this is a good place. Maybe you are asking for a business loan and your bank or financial institution requires a business plan, and yet you don't know how to do it properly, and that's why you're here today. Maybe you're a startup and you need to pitch the investors and you see what is the best way to do. Maybe you are established business, you have an established business, but don't have the practice yet to do the annual business planning, which is needed to guide your growth in the future. Maybe you already tried to do a business plan, but gave up because it was overwhelming. Or you have gave a job to consultant to do it for you. Of course, consultants are capable and do nice plans, but it was too much for you. You just took it and put it in a drawer and never look at it again. Let's start then with the steps. So somebody said if you want to eat an elephant, you eat it bite by bite. And this is how I see a business plan. Maybe sometimes it looks like an elephant, but if you structure it in the steps, in the manageable steps, then you actually can achieve the final goal. In step 1, we will decide whether you need a business plan at all. I want to show you something, how you will see for yourself whether you need to do it or not, and why. If the answer is yes, you need to ask yourself, why do you need it? Because based on this answer, the completely different structures will follow. We'll go there a little bit later. Then you need to decide who is the audience of your business plan, who is going to read it, who is going to use it. Based on previous steps, decide on the structure of your plan. Then one of the major obstacles people have is how to properly structure sales and marketing plan. These are all the underlying facts and hypotheses for the future, how you are bringing in the revenues. What are your products? What are your services that you are offering? What is the quantities you're selling? What is the pricing? What are the channels? This is all in sales and marketing plan and needs to be answered first before you go into financial model. And then, financial model is the second, I would say, most difficult part for most entrepreneurs. People got completely lost in doing financial modeling. And last but not least is the executive summary, which is actually 1 page of what you said in the overall document intended for the audience to read. And maybe it seems silly to have it a separate step for yourself, but believe me, if you need to persuade bankers or investors, you would need one slide pitch. This is also called one minute elevator. And then this is an example of a sales and marketing plan split by products and split in the timeline. Of course, the view should not be that simplified, but this is a good enough view if somebody would like to estimate your company on a high-level basis. The real problem is how to get to these numbers. Where is my pointer? Okay, so this one, these numbers are an example, but to get to these numbers, you need to do the underlying hypothesis or facts. So if you have facts, if your business is already established and you are having revenue, of course you will put whatever are the facts. But in most cases, so you do the business plan for the future, and you need to include the hypothesis, because you're not going to repeat every year the same results. You are including the growth, and you need to explain where is the growth coming from. And that is the problem for most people when they construct sales and marketing plan. But this is the final outcome of sales and marketing plan. What I would always suggest is to, besides the tables, always put some graphics, because it's much easier. We people are visual beings, much easier to see what is going on with the company. So whatever you have seen in the previous slide in the table is now in the graphical visual. The next, I wouldn't say obstacle, but I can't find the right word. The next big thing people are afraid of is the financial modeling. Most people, for some reason, are afraid of the numbers. But actually, the numbers show you the story of your company. And the more you understand the numbers, the better you will be in managing your business. And when we talk about numbers in business planning, we have three financial statements. If you are a business owner, you of course know what I'm talking about. The first financial statement is profit and loss. The second financial statement is balance sheet statement, and the third one is cash flow statement. Each of those are presenting or looking at the business from different angles, and each of those shouldn't be looked separately, but it should form the full picture of how the business is performing. And you will see, after I explain all the statements, you will see some of the financial indicators which are important, and they're actually extracted from all these financial statements. And I hope that you had